Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm so happy to have you. So my previous subscribers, welcome back to the channel. So for today's video in particular, we're going to be talking about and discussing the certification and the process of how that's going to play out. As you guys may have remembered, this was written in my book a while ago. I'm going to give you a little bit of an excerpt just to kind of get an idea of general gist of what we're going to cover in today's video. This was actually recorded on January the 9th, 2025, channeled at 2:45 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It says here, it says, Congress would decertify the results in due time, but not in when he is still alive. For that, he will be stripped of his number and title and considered illegitimate. That is what we're going to find out in today's video, find out how that process is going to go. We've been talking about his death. We've been talking about what's going to happen after his death. We've been talking about a whole bunch of things, because 45 in particular, he's a monumental figure, if you will. He affects almost every aspect of our life from when he entered to the day he dies and beyond. And so it will take a while for us to really go over and grasp the multitude and how much he can really do some damage, but also help in some ways as well. Alright, so this video is being recorded on not other than Thursday, May 22nd at 1:43 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as of when I'm recording this specific video. Now, remind you, this video is going to be short, brief, stuff like that. If you want to help out the channel grow, you can do so by liking, commenting, subscribing, hitting the bell icon, engaging with the content, watching this video longer than normal, or even sharing this video with others. Really help boost out the channel algorithm entirely. Now, if you want to be notified when I do post and upload, but you know YouTube is not notifying you, do not worry. I can notify you personally. Follow my Blue Sky account and my Facebook group in the comment section below, and I will personally notify you when I do post and upload. And this video is just for entertainment purposes only and for educational purposes only as well. Alright, so I think that's pretty much it. We're not going to waste your time. I don't like my time wasted. Let's go ahead, let's begin. There's a lot to get through today. Get entertainment purposes only. Alright, so. So this was again channeled on January the 9th, 2025. Alright. And it says here, Congress will decertify the result in due time, but not in when he is still alive. For that, he will be stripped of his number and title and considered illegitimate. Alright, let's go ahead. Let's read on that. So, spirits and angels tell me, when you specify that Congress will decertify the result in due time, but not in when she is alive, who are you referring to? Who are you referring to? I'm hearing the victor of the last presidential election, so it will be Joe Biden. Donald Trump. Oopsie. Anyway, we have the nine of cups of words, if I count correctly. The nine of cups of words in this instant, in this specific aspect, is indicating to all of us, look at the bigger picture. Look and pay attention to not only the small detail, but all the details together, and take a step back. So, like, for example, you ever seen those bulletin boards that you see in, like, those criminal investigation TV shows and movies? There's, like, somebody with, like, string and what they call, like, syntax, I think that's what they call, and he pin it on the wall and there's lines going everywhere. Essentially he's saying, so, map out the detail, and then once you map out the detail, take a step back and look at the bigger picture. That is what is describing here, right? The next card that comes in is the victor in the 2024 presidential election, right? This is interesting because it's talking about in a specific aspect. Because it's the 6 of Wands, it's talking about the victor. But we're acting, who is this referring to? It's talking about the victor of a presidential election. But one who did not want to become president, but had to become president. Now, if you all remember, Donald Trump ran in 2016, 2020, and 2024. This is the fourth cup. This is the person who gained the presidency. Now, this is somebody in this specific card here. We have the 6 of Cups. And the 6 of Cups here is very interesting because the 6 of Cups means the previous administration, like the past. It's interesting how I've accidentally mentioned Joe Biden. I wonder if Joe Biden, in this aspect, could possibly face a decertification by 45. It could be like a revenge, if you will. So we're going to take a look at both of those. We're obviously going to take a look at Trump, and then we're going to talk about Biden. Because I think everybody is expecting Trump. but no one's expecting Biden. Because Biden, in some way, what to call it, he is being penalized. So let's go ahead, let's take a look at Biden first. Just out of curiosity, I want to see if 45 is going to attempt to do this to Biden. Spiritual angels tell me, is there an attempt by 45 to decertify the 2020 results of Joe Biden's presidential win and strip him of his title of number 46? Is there an attempt by 45 to strip Biden of his presidential title and his number? We have here is an idea, the concept that's been talked about. This is the page of story. It's really more so about how we go about it rather than just doing it. We have the world card of reverse. This will take place if Trump, for example, were to do this. It will take place after the time in which Biden is already in the ground. This is the world card. This is saying after his death, after Joe Biden passes away, that 45 would maybe possibly attempt it. And here you have it, the three wands here. The three of wands, it won't be successful. So even if he tries to attempt it, it won't be successful. Because remember, like I said, Biden and Trump time, and specifically in fate, are intertwined. Whatever happened to Biden will happen to Trump. So this would essentially mean that Trump had a very small window before he himself succumbed to the same fate. Right? And that's what the card is saying. There's not much thinking time here. And here you have the 10 of Pentacles. And the 10 of Pentacles means passing on the idea, passing on the legacy. So in essence, Biden is safe. This just means he passes on something. Therefore, he passes on his presidential title. He passes on his presidential number. He's fine. So President Biden is fine in the 2020 election. So now, at least now we know, we established it was, Biden. Let's take a look at Donald Trump. Spirit and angels tell me, it says here, Congress will decertify the results in due time, but not in which when he is still alive, but that he will be stripped of his number and title and considered illegitimate. Spirit and angels tell me, is Congress going to declare at one point in time, after 45 has passed away, that they are going to decertify the results of one of his presidential elections, and will he be stripped of his presidential title and number? I think there's going to be talked about it prior to his death. There's going to be the full card here. The full card is support on the rise. Support on the rising. Remember his book that I talked about in the prior video, where he's going to try to make a book to save his legacy? This is probably why he's going to do it. That he's going to make his memoir, to be able to rewrite history in his image, to bring himself to destroy the country going forward. Right? We have the temperance. The temperance card means there is some equilibrium here. There is a balance here. There's an idea. There's a solution. It's the way to, I don't know, it feels like very much like they're going to erase history almost like entirely, not to learn from it, but to ignore it. We have the Eight of Cups reversed. The Eight of Cups reversed is he doesn't necessarily walk away. Doesn't necessarily walk away from this. Because we have here the Knight of Swords, means somebody comes in last minute to strike. Someone comes in last minute to strike, and it already is not wishful thinking, it's just something with certainty. This is the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups is telling me this is not wishful thinking. This is a plan in the making. The plan in the making. Let's go ahead and let's act this card. Spiritual angels tell me, is Donald John Trump, the President of the United States, going to be stripped of his title and be decertified as the winner of one of his election wins? And will he be stripped of his presidential title and number? That's a lot of cards. We have the 7 of coins, right? Tip. Something with tips here. 7 of coins. Information. Tips. Right? 7 of coin tips. Followed by Virgo in reverse. So it's not going to be, and it feels very weird. It doesn't feel like he's up against a woman. This feels like very much masculine. Virgo, reverse. We have the Knight of Wands. It's an attempt to destroy his cult-like apparatus, to destroy his image so that no one could rise and do the damage that he did. But remember, I talked about the memoir. It's almost like an egg. You ever seen like on the movie or TV show where like an animal lays an egg and it remains dormant and dormant? Our life moves on, life goes on, things are great, whatever. All of a sudden, a dragon comes out, and out of the blue, they finally discovered the egg, and the egg is hatching. Years, centuries later, kind of the same concept here. We have here as well as we have the Four of Wands here. The Four of Wands is protest against oppression, right? Here we have religion. It's interesting how this video ties into the previous video, which is 24, faith, right? Protest and faith, having faith in your government to do the right thing, hopefully. And here is the Knight of Wands reverse. It's trying to fix the mechanical, trying to fix the issue, the problem. We're asking, will decertifying his results fix any problems? Will delegitimizing him certify any problems? That's the question that's on a lot of minds right now. The Knight of Wands reverse, followed by the Queen of Coins, right? The Golden Stacked. Also corruption. Will this also end corruption or saying that, hey, listen, you may win, but you may not be known in history? The thing is that what matters more to those people, those corrupt people? Is it the idea that history will remember you, or is it the fact that you could be erased? That's the question that's on a lot of people's mind right now. Because we're asking the card here, will they decertify the results? The question is uncertain. Whether or not it's considered unconstitutional or not. This feels like very much something that's going to make its way to the Supreme Court. We have Sagittarius, which is the November card. This is the November zodiac sign, Sagittarius, right? Followed by, and this is also reversed, by the way, because it has not happened. But we also have the Tower card, right? The falling, the collapse, the ending of the cycle, the two terms, right? Two-term president, right? There's a gap here, which means that there was Trump 2016, Biden, Trump 2024, right? That's what that card means. But the Tower cards here is reversed because it means that eventually it's going to be in the Constitution. The question is, if they do this, is it constitutional? Is it going to bring us justice? Or are we serving what's betterment to ourselves? And ironically enough, this is the Trump Tower. I just realized that. The Trump Tower right here. I don't know if you guys seen that, but that's the Trump Tower. It's reversed because it's a question that's being contemplated, whether it's constitutional or not. The question is, Spirit and Angel, tell me about the possible decertification of Trump's win, whatever election that is referring to, of him being decertified as any presidential title, including but not limited the number as well, both 45 and 47. Will it be removed from Donald Trump? Show me the astrology of this. Show me the significance of the astrology around this question. Show me the significant astrology. I said, show me take the top card and the bottom card. And this is the answer. What is the top of the deck? We have Taurus, which is heading for us. What does Taurus mean? Taurus means tactile, grounded, stable, it's sideways. It means it's ending, right? There's not a lot of stability here coming towards the future, right? There's a lack of grounding, a lack of sanding, right? It's unstable, unguarded territory, if you will. What's here on the bottom of that here, though, is talking about a full moon, culmination, release, illumination. This is not being released. This is not culmination. This is not illumination because it's something that is very much hidden. We are in this phase right here. We're in this period. We haven't begun to move towards this side of the aisle now. Because we are very much in Taurus energy, which is tactile, grounded, stable. Even though when things seem a little unstable, we are very much stable. But that period, that time frame is ending. And we're starting to head into this section here. There's a little bit of chaos, right? We're going to protest. We have faith, trying to make sure they do the right thing. We have the red skin versus the green skin, right? Interesting, we have the red skin here. The red skin are the women. Then you have the green skin. Those are the people who believe that they are part of the cult, that they need to defend it, the Minutemen, if you will. Minutemen is a type of private militia that was formulated back during the Revolutionary War, right? The Minutemen. Now, this is the energy of the decertification, right? But now let's ask Spirit what they have to say in regard to the numbers of this. Let's take a look. Interesting, we have Destiny in reverse. This is not planned. Now, the way this works is that white card means minor arcana, color card means major arcana. So Spirit saying, tell me about the possible decertification of Donald Trump to win after he dies. Ooh, a card came out. Let's see what card that is. A possible decertification of Donald Trump to win in the future after he dies. Tell me about it. Okay. Okay, Spirit and Angel. Tell me about Donald Trump decertification. Okay. Will he be decertified? Will he be fine? It could happen, after death. It could happen anytime after death. We don't really know what the ramification of that's going to be. I do know I'm seeing a remove card here. So I don't know if that's coming in here, but I'm seeing removed. Okay, let's take a look. Alright, so Spirit and Angel tell me about Donald Trump and his possible decertification or it'll be declared illegitimate. We have stinking. This is blue. His what's it called? His vocabulary, his words, his ability to speak, to defend oneself is stinking. It's ending, coming to an end. Right? We are in this period right now, which is the Temperance and the Eight of Cups reversed. We have here the clock strikes 12. It has not struck 12 at all yet. We're still too very much early, but it's saying we're close. But we haven't gotten there yet. And here we have camp out. Right? It's not coming anytime soon, right? It's not saying that, it's coming soon because it's going to take a little bit, right? Despite us talking about Trump's death, it's saying it's going to take a while. It's going to take a bit. That's why I said the clock strikes 12. It's not here just yet because it takes a while because you have a dismantling, you have information coming out. Then you have here, information going to come out from a male who is not part of Trump's term or Trump's a circle of influence, if you will. But it's going to take a little bit. The clock hasn't struck 12. If this was upright, that means we're close. We are not close. That's why the camp out card is also reversed. It's saying, don't think it's going to happen like this. It's going to take a while. We're going to take a bit. That's why we're in this section here. We haven't even begun to go here yet. But as we start to get into the Knight of Swords, with speed and somebody heading towards them, trying to push them back. This is somebody who does not want to leave. You have here the Knight of Swords come in. That's going to hit you with a head on. We have timeline shifts. Right? We talked about this timeline shift all the time, how it's affecting Donald Trump in some way and how he is affecting the timeline and how the impossible is going to come in, all those type of things. The timeline shift is coming, right? The timeline has shifted back into original time, right? But here we are. We have the page of cups here. Now, before I do move on to the page of cups, I'm getting indications here from this card. They're saying that this could be changed and altered in some way, saying here that because we went back to original time, this challenge for the specific matches may change a bit. It's not going to be 100% word for word. There's some sort of change here because we went and shifted back into original timeline. We have here underneath the government stack and the ability, can you fix it? Is this worth it? Will this scare people who are corrupt in politics? This is talking about them decertifying results. Will this be effective against the corruption within the United States? That's the question that's on a lot of people's mind. We have here transform. So there is a transform here that it could change how people in politics work and how they operate, especially those who are corrupt. And here we have is the secretaries and the tower. It is going to be deemed unconstitutional. We have here the climate. It depends on the climate of the court. It depends on the climate, and when this is being brought upon everybody, how would they respond to something drastic, something as life-changing, life-altering, not only for the president, but also for the United States. This will change history, which is why this will become possible. There's a possibility here it could go to the Supreme Court, and it's very much possible it could be declared unconstitutional or constitutional based on certain statute. Because the Constitution does not state how and when to handle somebody who defrauded the public and got into power despite never being chosen by the people. That is the question. That's the constitutional crisis in its entirety. The question is, how will they approach that is yet to be determined. Now it also says here that there is no fraud in this election, with the mere exception of manipulation, in whatever form that they decided to do it in. That is what it's talking about here. It's talking about here that, okay, we talked about this many times before, that, they went into the system, how they did it. Well, they didn't delete the vote, they didn't take the votes away. What they did was they went into the coding system of the machine and maxed out how much Democrats can get in a certain state. And just say once they reach that total, it could keep counting those ballots, but they won't get added to the total. They just disappear. They become ghost ballots. Whereas the Republicans, they need to reach that level and more in order to win the state. The Democrat could win a state as long as the Republican enthusiasm is lower. But because they set the bar a little lower than the Republican enthusiasm in 2024, it was very easy for Republicans to gain an advantage over the Democrats because the Democrats were capped, where the Republicans never had a ceiling to hit. And because of that, the Democrats were able to lose all 7 swing states, which is very unheard of. But Democrats lost every single swing state, and it's because of manipulation, not fraud. Fraud is essentially lying to people and taking ballots away and do all these things. Instead, they took manipulation with the coding system. They maxed out the Democrats, so the Democrats' ballots were getting counted, but they would never get added to the tally. That's the difference. So I hope you guys liked today's video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell icon. I will see you all next time. Until then, peace out. I love you.